Hi there. Today we're going to talk about end user testing. This is one of my favorite tools in my toolbox to actually make systems and processes that work consistently. When we're building something out as a team, one of the first things I ask my team to do is just start with end user testing. So, what is it? Essentially, it is what are the steps that somebody's going to take to be able to use this? Start going through those steps. Even if not everything's set up, it helps to give you a task list of all of the things that you need to think about and potentially do. And the important thing is not to get overwhelmed in this process. You generally, when I'm building something out, I'll go through this every single time I work on it. And this helps me to keep that bird's eye view, as opposed to the reason why a lot of things don't get done consistently is because people get really micro focused on one specific element and kind of miss the forest for the trees or the trees for the forest. I always forget what that is. And so today I'm going to take you through an example of one with actually a software that a company that I really, really like. But they didn't do on user testing properly. So we're going to go through that and just chat about something to think about as you're building these things out of like how do you really approach this? So I shall share my screen. So this is a program which I absolutely highly, highly recommend on Agile. Mike Cohn, I've been on a couple of his webinars now, and I follow a lot of Agile people, but I think he's really, really got it toned in as far as his content goes for how to work with Agile and user stories and that kind of thing. So he sent me an email. Not personally. I'm going to assume that this is probably an automated email. You can always tell because it has the unsubscribe down here. Saying, hey, you're previously part of the Agile Mentors community through a courses subscription. I don't remember what I bought. And now they've launched Mountain Goat Essentials, which I guess is probably their way to like get more people engaged in what it is that they're doing. And like gives me everything that we'll get. It's free. I'm like, yeah, sign me up. I love you, Mike. You're great. So I click on the button to set my password. Oh, oopsie daisies. So the information in the email says you need to set a password, but in order for that to work, you need to be able to use something called an auto login link or something, either an auto login link that would authenticate based on email. A lot of people think when they have that set password functionality that it is actually setting the password, but from my experience, there's already a password on there. They just don't know what it is yet. So you're actually kind of resetting it, would be my guess. This looks to be like it could be a custom done software. Let's just take a look. There's a great tool called Built With, which gives you information about what something is built on. It does look like he's building this custom. They're using Wistia for emails. Let's just see if we can get a little bit more. I'm not signed in right now. It does look like this is a custom built tool, and if you've watched any of my videos before, you know how I feel about custom built tools. Part of the challenge is that anytime you want to change something, you need a developer to be able to go in and do that. You can't get somebody that just like is smart. It can go in and tinker with it. Anywho, I digress. So, all right, I still want to sign up for this. Sign in via Mountain Goat software. Okay, I don't have this information. Let's try my forgot password because I'm going to look at what email was actually sent to me. Now, I have a lot of emails. So just always be aware of that. Like even as you're working with different like companies and stuff, just be aware of what email it got sent to. So I'm going to try this and let's see if I can do a forgot password. So this to me is bad intuitive design. I just submitted that form and it just takes me back to the login form. I can guarantee you that some developers were left to their own devices on this and there was no product manager on this looking through and saying, okay, hey, does this actually make sense? So let's see if I actually got that forgot password email. Not seeing anything yet. And it doesn't mean like sometimes it can take a little bit of time with the forgot password emails. We don't know how they're being sent out. It's interesting they have another one which is if you didn't receive the email, submit this one, which I'd be very curious to know um, how that second one is working. I would also so when the forgot password gets sent out, what would be really helpful in that to really create that intuitive design is to say the email has been sent by this email address. There's another really handy trick. I have a video on how to do it that you can click on a link and it will take you right to your Gmail account. We'll actually search in Gmail for that particular email, even with that subject line, so it pulls it up right away, which I found really helpful. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this because I don't see a forgot password email coming in. I'm going to try to search from the email like the Mike at Mountain Goat Software, but there's nothing really in here. I don't have the email. I'll try searching another one, which is like an at, just the at Mountain Goat software and see if maybe that comes up. So I don't have the forgot password. We'll try the one more thing. We'll set, because they have the like, the whole functionality of didn't receive the email. Why don't I try sending that and see if maybe that will allow me. I wonder if it's like if I had to be created within their system and I'm not created now. I have this, so it's interesting. Resend confirmation, error one, prohibited user from being saved. Email is already confirmed. Please try signing in again. I, I can't. I don't have a password. I don't forgot password's not working. We're just gonna go in the corner and cry now. I was really excited about going in and being in this community, but now I can't because of bad intuitive design and somebody not going through on user testing. A good rule of thumb when we're doing, especially when we're about to send an email out like this to a large group of people, is to think about all the different users that might be using it. So, what are all the different use cases? Internally, we use something called buckets. So, just like bucketing them out and really going through and spot checking different ones too, to make sure that the process actually works for them. Technology works in theory. For a lot of the time. It's a trust but verify. So when you're going through it, and that's why I really like the idea of when you're building something out to start with end user testing, going through the flow and then saying, okay, where are the drop off points? What do we need to do in this? What do we need to fix? And it also helps you to create that intuitive design. Developers are really good technicians at getting things done. They are not usually very good at putting themselves in the shoes of the people actually using the systems that they are developing. So they miss these little things like maybe we should have something better than email one prohibited from this user being saved. Like maybe have a support thing there or some more information or something of what happens if this fails. Let's take one more look. Maybe the email came in while I was chatting. Fingers crossed, maybe. No, I've no, I'll check one, I'll check my spam just to make sure. I don't often find that the forgot passwords end up going into spam. No, I'm not seeing anything in there. It is always fascinating to look at your spam though on a separate note. It's really interesting to note how many people get into spam, that's for sure. Anywho, hopefully that was helpful for you. I really, it amazes me how many companies that we go into, and even at the $3, $4, $5 million mark, and I say, has anyone actually gone through testing this form or testing this thing? And they're like, no, why would we do that? Technology just works. It's like, I think you need some more trust issues in your life. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.